Hi everybody, this is Dylan the GM. These next few shows are going to be part of our Halloween episodes. I just wanted to give you a heads up that they're going to be a bit more rated R than maybe our regular shows are. A bit more adult content. We're playing a fun game called Fiasco, but it's a bit more exciting and adult-wise than your standard mouse adventures. So keep that in mind if you're listening or if you have kids or whatever. I mean, we're not exactly a G-rated show, but anyway, there you go. Here comes the show.
There must be blood, and this I knew. Surely there can be wonders too. I cannot leave the cages locked or well enough alone. I can only be myself when I am so far from home. It's the wonders that I'm after, even if I have to bleed and make very rash decisions for the sake of what I need. Dancing kisses on my cheek, it's the wonders that I seek, and I swear I'm not afraid.
Hello, and welcome to another Recorded at Home episode of What You Fight For, where everything's made up and the points don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And the microphones are of asserted quality.
Time is especially made up.
What
Dan's
is time, anyway?
Yeah, Dan's microphone sounds really good. What kind of microphone do you have?
I use a Turtle Beach headset. It's a shame they're not paying us to say that, but it's a really, really great headset.
Yeah, there should be some kind of consideration for that. I myself have two different sets of headphones, Corsair and Astro.
I've got
Nice.
Astro A50s as mine.
Yeah, I
headset.
use A40s for gaming and Corsair Voids for general.
Oh, okay. I see.
I've got console headphones and PC headphones.
I probably need to upgrade.
I literally use my Turtle.
Assortments of letters and numbers.
I literally use my Turtle Beach headsets for work conferences because my $400 Bose wireless headsets don't get as good mic quality.
Oh, yeah. That's because they're more for listening than recording.
Yeah.
Anyway, as we all remember, and maybe we'll see. But as we all remember, you recently got back to Lockhaven after being told not to leave Lockhaven because some people were trying to kill you and then getting your ass kicked by said people.
Yeah, but we kicked their asses harder.
It's sure you should see the other guy, but also didn't you get out of there with like one unit of resolve or whatever?
Yeah, I think so, and all of us are injured.
It's probably closer than it should have been.
Yeah, I think you guys got kind of lucky on that last roll too, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
considering how much we were outnumbered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can actually see the last roll in the chat log. I got 1 success on 5 rolls. Lucky you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless,
Irregardless.
Duffy comes into the barracks
Uh-oh.
and he says, well, news has come down after your little stunt. We're going to disassociate you all from your bodies, and you're going to play a completely different game for the Halloween episode. So it's a Halloween episode, yay!
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 So, for Halloween this year, we're going to be playing a game called Fiasco.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Fiasco, the way that I have generally described it, is the make-your-own Coen Bros movie game. And it's a bunch of people that have bad things going on and try to make the best of it. So I have pasted the link to the Roll20 thing. So this is actually the new version of Fiasco. I played a version of Fiasco a long time ago. Boy, probably like almost 8 years ago now. This is a new version that is entirely card-based. And I backed that on Kickstarter. The company that makes this is called Bully Pulpit Games. If you look for Bully Pulpit Games, you can find them. And since I backed them... Yep. And since I backed them on Kickstarter, I have the whole Roll20 set up as well. So we can kind of go in this quasi-official area, and we will start getting this going as soon as I see everyone connect to the game.
Do you want me to play through the tutorial, or are you going to hilariously try and help us on that front?
We should not need the tutorial.
What's the worst that could happen?
It's Fiasco a lot.
Now, since of course no time has elapsed, we are now instantly into the Fiasco game on Roll20. So I will walk us through how to play the game a bit as well, because this is a new game for us, and whenever we play new games, we're kind of also introducing it to the folks at home. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to shuffle up and then deal out these cards. We're playing the, let's see what it's called, the Poppleton Mall scenario. Fiasco comes with a few default scenarios. There's the Tales from Suburbia, Poppleton Mall, and Dragon Slayers. But they also have like News Channel 6, Regina's Wedding, The Beast of Sucker Creek, The Hasty and the Hateful, Fiasco High, Camp Death. But not all of those are in the base Roll20 thing. So anyway, we're going to be playing this one, Poppleton Mall. So we're going to be doing all players, and then how many cards are in that deck. So we have now, of course, perfectly, with no errors, dealt out all the cards to everybody.
No technical issues whatsoever.
Exactly. So if everyone can look at their own cards, you should see you have a few different ones. They're unfortunately a little small in your hand, but if you click on an individual one, it'll be big for you. So the first ones that we're going to want to look at, and we're going to start with, on our screen, Holly in the upper left-hand corner, and we'll go around. And Holly, you're going to want to pick one of your relationship cards. So if they're the red ones with the heart on them.
Okay.
And then place it in between any two players, and you have now helped define the relationship between those two players. Characters, not the players.
Right.
But yeah.
Right.
So everyone should start looking at their relationship cards. All right, Holly, so what relationship card will you be playing?
So I am putting a work relationship between you and Yoan. I'm saying that you are an employee and a regular customer.
Okay, so now me and Yoan, we need to decide which of us is the employee and which of us is the regular customer. Do you have any preference there?
I do not have a preference.
I think I'm going to be the regular customer.
Okie dokie.
So I come into your establishment with some amount of regularity.
Okay.
So now we rotate over to Yoan. So now, Yoan, you take one of your relationship cards and put it in between any two people. Except you and me. We can only have one relationship.
Yeah. Oh, excellent.
Oh, yay.
Please read it out loud as we're in an audio format.
Oh, of course. That says, good friends, church frenemies.
Church frenemies? Oh,
yes.
No.
So that's between Holly and Dan. So Holly and Dan figure out what kind of church that you attend and how you are frenemies?
Oh, man.
Well, let's see. I mean, whatever. I grew up Episcopalian, so that's the one I know.
Right? I was pretty...
Those are the ones that only eat fish, right?
Yes, definitely.
A pescatarian.
It's Catholic light. All the fun has to go.
So why are you two frenemies? Are you perhaps on the same, committee at the church?
We've been competing for years at church bake sales.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Okay. I am going to play Good Friends Joined in a Secret Cause between Holly and Yoan.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So describe your secret cause that you two are involved in.
Perhaps, Holly, we're working on my regular customer to introduce him to the church.
There we go. Trying to recruit him.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. And then Dan, you will now play the final relationship card.
Oh, all right. So hold on. So Yoan works at a place. Dylan is a customer, and Dylan is trying to convert that customer to the church.
No.
Yoan is trying to convert the customer to the church.
In association with Holly, who is good friends but church enemies at said church with yourself.
Right.
Well, then there's only one right answer for the relationship between Dylan and I, and that is as a drug dealer and best customer.
Well, now I need to decide. That is a crime relationship. I need to decide if I'm a double customer or if I have some other here. I'm just going to be the best customer that I can be, I think, and really embrace my customerness.
All right. Excellent. Some people have said that my baked goods are like crack. Boy, do they not know.
Yeah, why do you,
well, maybe that's why you keep beating me out.
Exactly. People like always say that like Holly's stuff tastes better, but it's just like you just gotta keep getting the ones that Dan is putting out.
The first hit is free.
Okay, so now Holly, you have many other kinds of cards in your hand.
I do.
And so you're going to take any one of the non-relationship cards and put it in between any two people. Again, just like you did with your relationship card.
Okay. So I have a need card for Dan and Dylan, which is the need to get rich through creative accounting.
Oh, that makes sense.
I thought it might.
Yeah.
All right, and then Yoan, pick something that is not a need.
Can I use an object?
Yep, you can use an object.
I will use an object. And do I put it above the Dylan-Dan relationship?
You put it between any other relationship, right? Each relationship is getting one card added to it.
Okay, well that means the frenemies pairing get a $5,000 bicycle to argue with.
That's the pricey bike.
Which
That's a lot of
means
big
I
though.
need a location, which I think will be the employees only security camera station.
Oh, no.
And that'll be
okay.
between me and Yoan.
Uh-huh.
And then, Dan, you need to pick any kind of card. Well, I guess technically you need exactly a need
Oh, sure.
to go between Yoan and Holly.
Let's see. It has to be a need?
It does have to be a need because it has to be non-adjacent to the other things that we have out there.
And neither of them are at Muscle Logic, right?
Muscle Logic?
Yeah, I was planning on getting Muscle Logic out at some point as well. Nice. It's a location.
Ah, okay.
All right. Well, I mean, for now, one of them is feeling the need for an employee over at Muscle Logic.
Oh, that's
my.
interesting.
Oh my. So we're both trying to recruit Dylan to our church and also hook up with the guy at Muscle Logic. Excellent. Well, not necessarily a guy. I guess hottie is gender neutral.
I think that's going to be how I say hi when I enter a room these days. What's up, hotties?
I like it.
Oh, I thought not need to get hi. I need to get laid.
No.
Okay, so now that we have all this stuff, we should talk a little bit about. We should flesh out a little bit more about our character relationships and the situations, and then you can also pick a name for your character. I think I actually have a handout that has the names. Yeah, for Poppleton Mall. So
we
you
have
guys
to pick
see
one.
this?
All right.
Yeah, you don't have to, but here's a chart if you need help with your character name. I think I'm going to pick Big Dan.
I think that's not confusing at all.
Way to just step into my zone.
In which case, I'm picking Danette.
Named after, of course, the Danette set.
Of course.
There's Dort over on the left.
We're out of Dort license plates.
My son is also named Force.
There's also 3 Lewises, which is interesting.
Lewis,
Okay,
Lewis.
where do you work at, Yoan? It could be Muscle Logic, or it could be somewhere else.
Maybe you're trying to look up with a coworker.
Well, Muscle Logic seems like a good idea, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I work at Muscle Logic.
All right. Well, if I'm your best customer and I'm also the best customer of the drug dealer, then obviously I'm someone who needs to get pretty gunned out on my delts and quads, as it were.
Do you mean shredded?
No, that's what we do with the chicken.
Oh. To shreds, you say.
To shreds,
To shreds, you say.
No, with his wife.
Would it make sense for Yoan to be the hottie at Muscle Logic that I'm trying to sleep with?
That wouldn't be completely unreasonable, although theoretically the need should apply to both people.
Okay.
It's probably going to be more amusing if I'm very definitely not the hottie at Muscle Logic.
Although if you were the hottie, I'm going to be the Betty.
I think I am, of course. going to be...
It's almost irresistibly drawn towards being the Chad. Is it the Chad?
I'm going to be Huntberry.
Huntberry. I will grab Taylor.
All right, so yeah, obviously I'm like getting some performance-enhancing stuff from Betty, my dealer. Right, because you need to make sure that both sides are equally invested in the relationship as well. So I am hoping to get ripped, as they say. But I'm probably spending a lot of my money on stuff from Betty, which is why I need some kind of get-rich scheme. So I need to keep going to Muscle Logic, but I can't really afford to do stuff. So maybe there's something that Yoan, whoever Yoan's character's name will be, is using me for. That's why I keep going into the security camera. Maybe I'm trying to get blackmail on people or something like that if I'm in the security camera station.
Surely if I'm plying you with steroids to get you to join the church, the security camera room would be the best place to do it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and then your creative accounting can be to exchange in kind steroids for other drugs.
What could go wrong?
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, there we go.
So what's the story with this expensive bicycle?
Love the $5,000 bicycle.
Oh, dude, it's the prize for the next bake sale.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah. So I got to perfect my recipe.
And I definitely have no idea you're spiking your cookies.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. I declare.
And then what's going on between... Yoan still needs to pick a character name.
Ah! It's going wrong. There we go.
Don't do that, man. If you're dead at, that's just going to confuse the world.
Okay. It's an old Shadowrun character of mine. Make of it what you want.
Artemis Tickle.
Artemis Tickle?
Yep. He lived on a boat.
Oh, man.
So I think we're probably both trying to seduce your coworker.
Yeah, that makes sense.
To seduce your coworker and also recruit Huntberry to join our church.
Yes. By, in my case, supplying he or she with copious amounts of steroids, anabolic.
Wait, are you the supplier?
I mean, Betty's the drug dealer, but I might be funneling stuff into Muscle Logic as well.
Mm-hmm. I could be funneling.
Maybe that's why I'm your best customer. I'm buying way more than one person needs.
Yes, could be that.
Yeah. Setting up an empire.
Yep. Go with that.
I could make you some money, Huntberry.
I'll be your Huntberry.
Creative accounting.
You're a daisy if you do.
So we will be starting the scene soon. So I will just read out how the scenes work. Fiasco is played in 2 acts, and in each act, every player gets 2 scenes. You begin with Act 1, anyone can pick the first scene. It's best to let someone very excited and full of bad ideas go first. If everyone is excited and full of bad ideas, the person who brought Fiasco can go first. So, how scenes work. Scene is a moment in the story when your character is in the spotlight. The game's action revolves around your character when it is your scene, one way or the other. By the end of the scene, we will know if it was generally good or bad for them. When it is your turn to begin a scene, you have a choice. You can either establish or resolve. Both are fun. If you establish, you get to set the scene. Who is there? What are they doing? What generally do you want to happen? Choose to establish if you have a strong idea already. Or resolve. If you choose to resolve, you get to determine the scene's outcome for your character. Will it be positive or negative for them? Choose to resolve if you like surprises, because your friends will be setting the scene.
Ooh.
So whoever would like to go can say they want to set a scene, say if they want to establish or resolve, and then whoever's going to establish will set up the scene. They can use any of the players from the game, or we can generate new people, like whoever the hottie at Muscle Logic is, or anyone else that we may need to bring in. But then, like, if you do have any kind of relationships or other connections with those characters, try to make sure that those are included in some way. And then this game has no, like, dice or resolution mechanics. It is 100% collaborative storytelling with some very minor mechanics towards the end as we get into the resolution. But for now, we're just going to kind of, like, make up stuff to have terrible, dumb things happen to all of our idiots.
Woo!
All right.
So is anyone filled with a bad idea that would like to jump in here?
I mean, says Artemis.
Sounds like Artemis has an idea.
Well, I mean, obviously the worst idea I could possibly have, being someone with a club foot and a hump,
What?
is to try and get laid by the hottie at Muscle Logic,
Go ahead.
who resolutely rebukes me.
Sure thing. So that sounds like you would like to establish the scene.
I would like to establish the scene, the horrifyingly awkward, immediately aftermath. Do you want to drink? Oh, I've got a speech impediment.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, actually, no.
Maybe
No,
be careful with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought of that. Yeah, may as well leave it at that.
Okay, so set the scene. So who's there? What are they doing?
Oh, I have a really odd phobia in that I have a terrible aversion to the color blue.
That can happen.
Yeah, let's go with that.
You don't get along well with Hoodaloos?
Hoovaloos, of course. Super intelligent shade of the color blue. Hitchhiker,
Okay.
everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are establishing the scene. So go ahead and set up what is going on, and if you want anyone else to be in that scene. The goal is to get to that delicious moment of indecision and learn whether or not the outcome is going to be positive or negative.
Okay.
Along the way, breathe life into your characters and have fun with each other. The whole scene should take no more than a few minutes.
So, to establish the scene, I have been admiring the hottie at Muscle Logic, where I also work, from afar for some time. But like myself in real life, so I feel I can actually do this one, I am terribly short-sighted. And
philosophically or myopic?
Well, you know, the denouement here will probably be both.
Sure.
Because when I finally pluck up the courage to approach said hottie, she very surprisingly, because I must have something to recommend me, immediately accepts to go for a drink, and that's when I notice her eyes are blue.
Ah, excellent. Very good. And then let's see here. We need a name for the hottie at Muscle Logic.
See, now I'm sad that I took Betty.
What do you reckon, Holly?
Well,
you were also... Oh, yeah, what do you reckon, Holly?
Well, I am, and now I'm trying to figure out, because if the hottie is a she, then either we...
Well, if Dan is sad that he took Betty, we could always name the hottie Veronica.
Yay. Mostly I'm trying to figure out what gender I am, because Taylor is androgynous and could go either way, as frankly could I. But I'm trying to figure out if our church is accepting of such things, or whether that's another dimension of my characters, like I'm queer but not out.
I don't know. I like it. I like it being open.
I could just decide that Taylor's a guy and go the easy way.
I mean, I like the idea of a church that's open to it.
I do too.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So Taylor is.
Look, these are people that make awful decisions in a terrible world. They're not monsters.
Sure. I like it.
All right. Artemis has just asked Veronica on a date, who has snap accepted and has now realized that her eyes are a horrible shade of blue. Terrifying shade of blue, sorry.
Yeah.
So, let's go.
I'll see you at 7 then. Winks with her big blue eyes.
I vomit.
No.
It's a terrible phobia. But I managed to retain most of it.
I keep it cool.
I keep nodding and gesturing 7 with 2 hands. and going, and dribbling slightly from the corner of my mouth. Yeah.
It's a very smooth, cool guy vomit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then I turn and walk toward the bathroom. Yeah.
Veronica's eyes get big and looks around the muscle logic like, did anybody else see that? And then shakes her head and starts walking towards the exit.
And most of the other people in Muscle Logic are too focused on their gains
Yes.
and pumping it up, from what I've heard.
Gains with a Z, of course.
Of course,
Z.
yeah.
A Z for you Americans.
Zains.
Actually, I'm an American now too, so...
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Oh, damn it. I've played myself.
Remember, if you paint stripes on your horse, that's a zebra. Okay, well, that does sound like a... Oh, that's tough to say. We basically get to pick that, us, because Artemis set up their own establish. The rest of us get to work on the resolution.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, yes, and so we need to figure out... Well, that's the... we get to determine the outcome. So, do we feel that was a positive or a negative outcome for Artemis? Because it feels pretty mixed.
I mean, do we get to make up some stuff about Veronica in this phase?
Sure. At any point that you want to add stuff about characters, like, just throw it out.
Well, so
this is
Veronica's got a little bit of a Nightingale syndrome thing going, so she wants to like find out what's wrong and fix it.
Oh, sure. I mean, head on in there then.
Yeah.
Go for it. Go right now.
Oh, right now. All right.
Yeah, do it. Go.
All right. So she pursues. She stops at the door and she says, I can't just leave. Poor Artemis is clearly in distress. She turns and rushes back across the Muscle Logic looking for our ill friend. Where does she find him? Where is he rushed off to?
Oh, I'm in the bathroom.
There's a timid tap tap.
Oh, no. She was
Artemis?
She was rushing. You see, she was rushing, and coincidentally, I was opening the door at the same time.
Oh, no.
Oh, I see.
So she rushes straight into the room, straight into the wall. However, I am now I, however, am now wearing sunglasses, cunningly combating the issue.
So you can't see her.
No, so now I'm a little smelly of vomit and maybe a little stain on my t-shirt, but I'm wearing cool guy sunglasses, and she has knocked herself senseless on the men's bathroom wall. Can
I make a brief recommendation for these sunglasses?
Yeah.
I think that they should be blue blockers.
Oh!
Very good.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, well, what are you going to do with poor Veronica?
Veronica is now unconscious on the ground.
Yes, I decide that the best thing to do is keep this out in the open. So I begin dragging her unconscious form out of the men's bathroom. Whereupon I realize how this must look.
Someone gets down
and
off of the... Someone comes down off of the lat bench and comes over. It's like, oh, is she okay?
I think so.
Well, hold on. Like, I'm a paramedic. Let me check her out. And he goes and checks her pulse. Is like, oh yeah, she looks okay. She might have just taken a nasty spill in there. What happened?
She was clearly desperate for the bathroom. So
yeah.
So just as she ran in, I opened the door and she ran into the wall. That's definitely what happened. Desperate for the bathroom.
Oh, that sucks, man. I mean, is the floor slick in there or something? Oh, wait, you two are employees. Why are you keeping the floor clean in there?
The mop has a blue head. So
I hear that, boy.
Oh.
He returns to his lat bench.
Excellent. Well, I appear to have navigated that one.
Okay, so I think we can call that there. But again, we need to determine if somehow this is a overall positive or negative outcome for Artemis.
I can't see how it's positive. I'm standing in the middle of a gym with vomit on my shirt, sunglasses, and an unconscious colleague on the floor.
But on the
What's
flip side,
happening at 7?
she did agree to go out with you, and you can't see her blue eyes right now, so, I mean, it
Well,
could be
there
fun.
is that. Yeah, maybe.
You guys can laugh over the story over drinks later.
Provided she's not
She doesn't have a
concussed.
concussion, yes.
So basically, everyone but Artemis gets to weigh in on this because Artemis picked establish as opposed to resolve.
Right.
And so, do we do that just by clicking these buttons over here?
No. We just need to decide, and then a card will be sent to Artemis.
Oh dear.
I'm happy to say positive.
The date was secured, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, she hasn't had a chance to retract.
Well, and she's expressed interest in you, right? Like, she wanted to make sure you were okay. So, yeah, I'd say it's positive.
All right. And now we move to someone else doing a scene. Anyone else that would like to do a scene until everyone has had one? So it says here now that the player to the left takes the spotlight and either establishes or resolves the next scene. Okay.
So it's not random, it's you, huh? Oh,
Yeah.
wait, no, you're to the right.
Oh.
I mean, I guess it depends on which way you're facing the board. Clockwise.
Yeah, I'm certainly clockwise.
Yeah.
So now I am going to also do a scene that is mainly with Artemis at Muscle Logic. Hopefully after everything has been slightly resolved and they've had a time to clean the bathroom up.
Muscle Logic slogan, gains before brains.
Gains on your brains.
My brain has more muscles.
If you work your brain out enough, it becomes perfectly smooth like an egg. Okay. So Huntberry has come into Muscle Logic and kind of ducked into the security camera station that he's not supposed to be in, and is waiting for Artemis to come show up.
I come and show up.
Oh, Artie, I'm so glad you made it.
Yes.
You will be happy to learn that I've got a full duffel bag full of the anabolic steroids that you've been looking for.
That's marvelous.
I am hoping later today to get some gains of my own on the machines, you know.
Most of them are operational. One of them has vomit on it, so we'll be out of commission for a while.
Oh, that's disappointing to hear. I find that most disgusting.
Yes, it is. But it's okay. It's the calf machine, and you always neglect leg day.
That's true, but I mean...
You look like an inverted triangle.
Right, but when you've got pec like these...
That is true. I presume you'll be on the lat press the day.
I was going to try the lat bench. I've heard that's a new exciting machine.
It is. We only bought it this week. It still has some kinks to iron out.
Well, you know, that's something that I can take care of with these right here, you know. And he flexes his big mighty pecs.
With AK and 47.
With the pecs right here, you know, Buffy and Winthrop.
Yay!
Well, proceed to the bench. One note of caution would be that sometimes there can be a sudden downward movement of the weights unexpectedly.
Yeah, with the gravity and all, I'll make sure to watch for that. Oh, by the way, you said that you were finally going to ask out Veronica. How did that go?
Well, she said yes, and then she hasn't had the chance to say no since. So.
Oh, good show. Good show. I'm glad that worked for you.
Yes, but actually no.
Oh, is something wrong, bro?
I may have thrown up a bit, and then been instrumental in her knocking herself unconscious on a bathroom wall. She's over there on the floor.
She's still on the floor. Oh, have you called like an ambulance or something, man?
We've called the pool boy. Well, I say pool boy. What I mean is the pool man. We kind of took pity on him because he kept coming here, so we've been employing him for the last 6 months. He's very slow. It's been about 15 minutes, so he should be up here shortly. I don't know that he knows any first aid, but we're winging it.
Well, I hope that works out okay.
So do I. Please call help.
Anyway, here's your bag.
Full
I
of
do need
anabolic
to
steroids.
be. Yeah, and I do need to be paying off my dealers. So if I can get the 30 G's for this, then everything should be cool.
That is no problem. It is in this duffel bag. I'm sorry, there's some vomit on it.
Oh, that should be fine. Anyway, I will come back and make sure to squanch my delts later on. But thanks a lot. And he picks up and pats the duffel bag and heads out.
I notice as he leaves that it is her duffel bag.
Who, her?
The unconscious one on the floor.
Oh, I have Veronica's duffel bag.
You have Veronica's duffel bag. It is the wrong duffel bag.
I assume that does not have 30 G's in it.
It does not.
Well, everyone but me, how do you feel that the resolution of that scene will go for our good friend Huntberry?
Given the lack of 30 G's, I think that his needs are not being met. That's a negative.
All right, I am going to give myself one negative card then. All right, Betty, would you like to establish or resolve a scene involving Betty?
Let's see here. So you both established scenes, have you not?
That is correct.
All right. Well, I mean, I've got a business to run. I've got a bake sale to win. Let's see.
I have anything to say about it.
Oh, I'm going to do one other thing. I'm going to say that Huntberry pocketed a USB drive that shows that Artemis is responsible for Veronica's knocking out thereof.
From the security camera room?
Since I was in the security camera room.
Yeah.
Well, then you're going to have no...
All right. So Betty is at a local soup kitchen. I'm establishing a scene.
Yes. Okay.
Kitchen is, interestingly enough, where members of our church do our practice bakes. And so Taylor's going to be there too.
I'm
and
absolutely there.
Yeah, and Huntsberry's supposed to show up in order to pay me, although that needs to be done surreptitiously because the church can't know.
Right.
Great.
Okay, so go ahead and start rolling with that.
All right. So Betty is standing at a stainless steel table in the back of a soup kitchen, and in the front, there's like a big line of people being assisted in their community with food. But Betty has her eyes on the prize. Betty is covered in flour to the elbows, and she is pummeling some dough on this thing. And she realizes that she's been pummeling it a little bit too hard because she's looking over at Taylor, who is also appears to have some sort of good bake going. And about then, looking past, she sees Huntsberry out front. With her eyes, she gestures to the back of the building and begins dusting the flour off her hands and takes her apron off to go off. Sorry?
Given up already, are you?
Not a chance in the world, dear. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like Betty and Huntsberry grew up in the same area.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. I did not make a conscious choice there. In my head, she's way more Audrey Plaza, but like that did not come out.
Audrey Plaza. Now that was a very interesting slip there, Dan.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's interesting as much as, just true.
It sounds a bit like Janet's Snakehole.
So I mixed up my gorgeous Puerto Rican women. What do you want from me?
Oh no, how terrible.
So Betty dashes out back and gestures frantically for Huntberry to come down the alleyway.
Huntberry goes in through the front door and tries to follow her back through the back side of the kitchen. Pops her head back in. Yes, this is where the magic happens. Come here. Oh, yes, don't worry. I have your special delivery. And I pat the bag.
So at this point,
eyes dash over to Taylor
to see if, like, maybe Huntberry is bringing her some kind of secret ingredients.
And I look around and I have this sudden moment of realization on my face. I'm like, of course, this is the things that you cook with for the food. And I pat it and follow you into the back of the kitchen there.
So everything went good over at the muscle logic then.
Oh yeah, very very well indeed. In fact, I think I've got a bit of dirt on our friend Artie over there if anything bad happens. I don't think that Taylor lady likes you very much.
Taylor understands when she's been outmatched. She'll learn to live with it.
She hangs out with Artie from time to time. They keep saying all sorts of weird things to me that I don't quite understand because they're not about getting swole.
Are Taylor and Artemis an item?
I don't think they're an item at all. They both seem to have the same thing for this other girl that works over there at Muscle Logic, which Artie just asked out. So I don't think that Taylor's going to be too happy at all.
Music to my ears. So,
from what I've got everything you need right here, and I just set the duffel bag on the floor. I guess I will be seeing you next time.
Yes, next time. You keep this up, and I might have to bring you into the organization.
Oh, well, that sounds like it could be quite intriguing. I do like to be the best customer of everyone that I do business with.
It could be quite lucrative if you play your cards right there, Huntberry.
Oh, I think that should be just fine at all. In fact, if we've got Artie on the take, I think that we could do something with the books over there to cover all the income quite easily.
All of a sudden, it dawns on Betty that she might just buy a new bike.
Yeah, she's got 30 grand in drug money. Why is she trying to win a bicycle at a bake sale? Except that little does she know.
Rights.
Yeah, it's not about the bike.
It's about taking it from somebody else. All right. Did you puke on this bag?
Oh, no, I believe that was our friend Artemis. He got a little nervous asking out that hottie over there.
Gross.
Yeah, I didn't really get into it either. I haven't even opened it up. Anyway, I have things to attend to.
Get rich.
Or get swole trying.
Finger guns from both sides.
Hey.
Head back into the kitchen.
Okay.
I kind of kick the bag under the table along with my other bag, and then I concentrate on my bake for the next 30 to 45 minutes on 350 degrees.
I just look over and raise one eyebrow.
What are you baking, precisely?
It is a pineapple upside-down cake.
Ooh.
Are there any special ingredients in it?
Pineapple.
Of course
That's
there
what
are.
Where'd you get a pineapple at this time of year? It being November.
Stores exist.
Banging 2 hours for coconuts again.
It's the miracle of global consumerism.
Oh, joy.
Hallowed be its name.
Yeah. A little bit of crumbled ecstasy is
nice.
is the one there. Other bakes, like the Molly really pulls it through, and then of course you've got some of the more relaxing treats that can be out there. But in this case, it works out really nicely.
I'm just wondering, just for interest's sake, and obviously I know I don't have any input here really, but could there have been? You mentioned ecstasy. Could there have been a terrible, horrible mix-up of ecstasy and anabolic steroids?
Oh God.
So now the gym is rife with love and beats. And the bake sale is about to roid out.
I mean, by the power of narration, so be it.
Well, I think between that and your gym bag of $0, we're going to call that the old negative card.
Yeah, I think so.
Actually, Dan, you can actually just drag the top card over to your icon, your portrait, and I think that'll just give it to you directly.
The red one there?
Yeah.
From yours?
No, from the decks on the right side.
On the right side.
Okay. Here, let me see if I can do that.
Yeah, go steal one of my negative cards.
Stealing.
There you go.
Stolen.
Okay. And then, Taylor, why don't you go ahead and would you like to establish or resolve a scene?
Everyone else has done establish. I kind of feel like I want to do resolve.
Ooh.
Okay. I feel that after seeing some weird stuff going on with your bake there, you get a little suspicious, and you know that you've seen me with Artie because you're trying to get me into the church, and now you're seeing me with Betty. Plus, your plan was you had talked to Veronica a few times. Your plan was to ask her out this afternoon. So maybe once you're done with the bake sale, you head over to Muscle Logic to see exactly what's going on and talk to Artie and maybe see if you can get in some time with Veronica as well.
Okay. So yeah, I finish up at the soup kitchen, put all my stuff away, maybe cast kind of a side eye over at Betty's station as I pass by. Not really snooping around, just trying to see if I can spot any special ingredients that she might be using. But yeah, I head over to Muscle Logic and Artie is there.
Your big goal here is just to try to ask out Veronica. But
right.
Yeah, you see her down on the floor.
Oh, she's still on the floor? Oh, God.
Well, what's his name from the pool is having some trouble with the stairs. He put his hip out a couple of weeks back and hasn't been quite the same since.
Can we get her into my car, maybe? Get her to the hospital? Is there a healer roll that I can make? Wait, wrong game.
Nope.
That's a good idea. I'll help you. We can be seen bundling an unconscious woman into the back of a car. One of us wearing sunglasses.
Inside.
They're blue blockers, man.
I mean, if we go straight to the hospital and then I can wait at her bedside for her to wake up, I think that might work out well for me.
Yeah. Happy to drive.
All right. What's up with you? How are you doing?
Does your car have tinted windows?
No.
Damn
I think that looks very sketchy.
I could have careered off the road with the sunglasses.
In fact, right now she's driving a $4,000 bicycle.
Not the $5,000.
She's really looking to upgrade.
Trying to upgrade, yeah.
The $5,000 bicycle.
So if she's riding a $5,000 bicycle, where have
No, she's got the car.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it would be too absurd.
All right. So I guess we're driving to the hospital then, aren't we?
Put her in a basket on the front of a bike.
Just kind of fold her in half. And if she's a hottie at Muscle Logic, she might be just tiny enough to get away with that.
Right. So what kind of conversation do you two have in the car?
I mean, I'm really worried about Veronica. It looks like she's been out for a while.
Yes, as I understand it, when people really get knocked unconscious for any considerable length of time over a couple of minutes, it's actually very medically serious and not like the films would have it. There is every chance she had suffered permanent damage. This is the end of a public service announcement.
Good thing we're getting her to the hospital.
Know the signs of a stroke.
Yeah.
Having had one myself, yes. Yes, you should. Some of the sides are quite amusing if you're like me, but
I just hope she's okay. I was actually hoping to talk to her this afternoon.
Got there first.
Excuse me?
She has blue eyes, you know.
Oh, I know. That would be an automatic fail. I figured that'd be a deal breaker for you.
She has the prettiest blue eyes, wretch.
Yeah, I
know you have the weird thing about blue. I figured that'd kind of be a deal breaker.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely.
All right.
Blindfolds exist. This is her melodious voice, liken unto huntberries, that I like.
What?
We all have that Upper Poppleton accent.
Upper Poppleton girl. He's been living in her Upper Poppleton world.
Upper Poppleton world.
See, Upper Poppleton, 5 times that.
Sounds something like Muscle Logic, man. Okay.
Right, so...
Yeah. I'm humming strangely to myself in the corner of the car.
So at this point, you basically get to direct where everything is going to be going, Taylor, and whether or not this is a positive or negative outcome for Taylor.
Okay. Can I skip ahead a bit? Can we be like, we're in...
Yeah, do whatever you want. This is a... there are effectively no mechanics in this game.
Yay!
Yeah. I love games like that.
So my thing about, checking her in at the hospital and being at her bedside when she wakes up, I feel like is an interesting place to skip to.
Okay.
send Artie back to work or something. If I can get rid of him in a, non.
Sure thing. Artie is sent back to work. Veronica wakes up. Dan, you're on.
What? Where?
Hey, Veronica, are you
Where?
okay?
Taylor?
Yeah, so
Damn it, you can remember.
So from what Artie told me, it sounded like you hit your head pretty hard in the gym and kind of put yourself on the floor for a bit.
That's the strangest thing. I thought I was checking to see if he was in the bathroom because he looked distraught, and now I'm here.
And now you're we got you here, and I hung out to keep an eye on you. How you feeling?
Reaches up gently and touches the giant swelling purple egg on her forehead. Ow! I think I'm okay, but my head hurts.
You say purple. How much of it is blue?
You can't see it anyway. You're wearing sunglasses.
That's wearing sunglasses. No, that's right. Yeah.
Well, this may be an inopportune moment, but I've been kind of psyching myself up for it all day, and I was wondering, would you maybe want to go out with me sometime?
Not tonight, but sure.
Yeah,
what did you have in mind?
The intercom system bings and it says, it's 6:45. It's the standard 6:45 intercom being.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
All the time in hospitals.
Bong, 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 bong. Bong, 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 bong.
6:45.
Like you do.
Yeah.
How did I get here?
Oh, Artie and I drove you in my car. It sounded
thank
like
you, Taylor.
you'd been out for a little while and help was not arriving, so I just decided to take matters into my own hands.
Well, thanks for taking charge of the situation.
It's the least I could do, really. But if you'd like to get coffee sometime, or brunch, or something like that.
I'm sure that'll be lively as soon as I figure out when I can get out of here.
Wait, what's the last thing you remember, by the way?
You're not there.
The intercom buzzes and asks what the last thing everyone can remember is.
I remember waking up here.
Prior to that. I mean, in the gym.
I remember running to the bathroom to check on Artie.
Ah, okay. Just wanted to establish when your memory cuts out. That's all. Okay. I see how it is. I see how it is. Okay.
I'll have to call poor Artie and let him know that I'm probably stuck here tonight.
I'm right here.
No, I thought you went back to work.
Yeah, you went back to work.
That's why the intercom keeps conveying your messages.
Oh, sorry, my hearing cut out at that point. I've been wondering why everyone else hasn't been treating this intersection as more awkward.
I think it's like the awkward as it is.
I'm right here. Oh, okay, I'm at work. Cleaning up.
This isn't even Artemis's scene, yet we're going to give a negative outcome to Artemis for this.
Sorry.
I was supposed to go out for some drinks with poor Artie tonight, and I think tomorrow I was meeting up with Betty for some girl time. Day after tomorrow, I'm probably free for some brunch.
Okay, I'll put it in my calendar.
All right, Taylor, since you are resolving, you get to cut this off whenever you want and pick your type of outcome.
That seems like a good.
She reaches over and pats the arm and says, "Thanks, Tay-Tay."
Aww. Anytime.
Shake it off.
Okay.
It's rapidly becoming obvious that Veronica is the only morally awesome person in this entire system.
Yeah.
Although Taylor hasn't done anything too awful yet.
I was gonna say. Also, I mean that's probably why Artie and I have a crush on her. Yeah, what?
I wouldn't say I'm immoral. It may be that I'm amoral.
All I'm doing is giving a ton of ecstasy to everyone at this gym later on.
But in his defense, he thought it was steroids.
Especially because the gym already plays European high NRG dance.
Oh, God.
They basically just have a loop of the past 20 years of Eurovision as the soundtrack in the gym.
I'm claiming a positive for this. see.
Yeah, go ahead and draw a positive off the deck and put it on your person, on
Deal
your
one
icon
card
there.
to me. Hey, there we go.
Or deal one card to you. That'll also work. All right. Well, I think, so luckily Roll20 can save all this stuff for us and everything, but I think that's where we're going to wrap this up for this week, so we will continue on in our next session.
Cool.
All right.
I cannot leave the cages locked or well enough alone. I can only be myself when I am so far from home.
Thank you for listening to the Mouseguard RPG podcast, What You Fight For. Holly V. Begg plays Rowan. Audrey Brandt plays Catrice. Dan Brandt plays Cledwin. Yoan Sanders plays Cahill. And I'm Dylan Exobyte Mayo, your GM. Our theme music is Wonders by S.J. Tucker. Find more of her pixie pirate myth punk folk rock at music.sjtucker.com. Our logo and art is by Ryan Sy. Check out his page at RIANSYGH.com. That's RyanSy.com. The Mouseguard RPG is by Luke Crane and David Peterson. The Mouseguard comics are by David Peterson. Find out more about the Mouseguard comics and the RPG at mouseguard.net.
I'll take up this quest, just say the word. Even though I am small and I have no sword, a party at the end is not required. And I promise I'll keep trying.